Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
How you
Hello
guys
again.
doing?
How you guys
Good.
doing?
So good because it's deadly updates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you
Finally.
hear me? Can you see me?
Yes,
Yes,
it's
yes,
The
working.
camera is
everything is
working. Nice.
fine. No technical
Awesome.
issues today. Yes.
Yes.
Always a triumph.
I
Something
know.
that we've been struggling, but I'm glad we made it.
Yes,
I know.
yes, yes, yes. We are getting way better at this, I think. Well done. Well done, everyone.
Welcome.
And
I
Nice.
how's
see.
everyone on the chat? Martin, Iguanaide, Alparc,
Mhm.
Javier, Feitosa, Carlita, how are you guys doing? Thank you for joining us today. And welcome to Deadly Updates. I'm Icepack. This is Andrea. And this is Jordi. You all know all of us by now, I think. But thank you for being here.
It's a small group today. We're gonna be
Thank
the
you.
ones interviewing Jordi basically.
Oh, wow.
Awesome.
Yeah. Are you prepared, Jordi? Are you ready for
Yeah, yeah.
this?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's
Excellent.
jump right into it.
Let's
Let's
jump right into it. We have
go.
some cool stuff to show.
Yeah.
So, how's everyone doing on the chat? It's Friday, finally. Yay. Carlita, it's Friday. Yes, it's Friday.
Friday, yeah. Yeah,
Yes, it
actually
is.
these updates were a little bit early because the end of the month is next week, but we wanted to do this every Friday, so we want to move this, 1 week earlier. Still, we have a lot of things to share. Also, there are a lot of things that they have been cooking on the background, and yeah, hopefully some of the magic happening on this project.
Nice.
Awesome.
Let's
That's why we're here.
All
Um,
right, let's
we have
share the screen. Oh, I need to share my screen, right?
Yes, you're gonna be sharing yours, Jordi.
Yeah,
We have
I was
actually
like,
a very
what?
nice comment for you.
Oh, okay.
Someone
What is the
says Jordi
comment?
is looking handsome today.
Ah, I was telling Jimena that I felt like I didn't sleep very well today, so my face like crappy. But anyways, we're here.
Well,
Um,
people say
all
otherwise,
right.
Jordi.
Can you see the
Nice.
screen?
Yes,
We can.
everything good.
Cool.
Amazing. All right, let's jump right into it. So, welcome. Uh, we're gonna share some of the progress that we've been working last month. First, we're gonna start with a little update on what's going on with the dev team. So we finally created like a new build. I'm gonna give you a little bit of context what we did this month. So if you remember last Deadly updates, we share a few of the early prototypes for some of the mechanics that we've been testing, and how at the end we committed to revolving the entire game around the bite mechanic. So that was our main goal for last month. For this month, we wanted to set like a challenge. And at the beginning of the month, we were discussing on how can we really test this mechanic into a more like tailored experience. So, sharing this with our advisor, Kainan, he suggested something that was, a very fun challenge to go through, which is why don't we test or try this and turn it into a game jam? So basically, we took a 2 week sprint where we try to put all of the components that we have using the bite mechanic in specific situations and pulling like a little experience, so we can really test how the mechanic of the bite, you know, works around some of the level progression that we created, and also how does it works with some of the other mechanics that we have. So this is just a sneak peek. We create like a very small experience where you play as Hades and you go through this level. Uh, this not necessarily needs to be like the final game. It's just us putting everything together and then seeing how does that feel. The main objective of this prototype was to put things on a gameplay side, and then we can assess those, and then we can really think and go one mechanic at a time or one feature at a time, and ask ourselves like, what is the things that can be improved, that can be that are working, that went well, or maybe things that didn't work at all and that we should like scrap. So and here you will see some of the the things that we created, and we start like committing. There are a lot of things that start like we start like thinking about, like for example how does the camera gonna end up looking. Right now we picked this camera angle, which is like a top-down, a little bit skewed view, which also brings other questions like, okay, how does every level is going to be built? So in this, we want to explore like different rooms, and you go to the rooms, you have some challenges or encounters or enemies or hazards where you need to avoid or kill or destroy. And then until you clear that room, then you can get access to the next rooms. So it was a really fun experience for me and for the rest of the team. It ended up looking very, very good. It was very rushed because it's only 2 weeks, and it was like 10 days of work. The dev team really put like a lot of work and effort into building some of the systems and putting everything together to create this experience. Of course, there are a lot of things that we still need to solve and master and polish and stuff like that. But this is a good step for us into the dev process for the game. Now having this demo, we will like start like testing it with external people, and also gather a lot of feedback so we can really understand what is the stage of these features, and then how can we improve them for next steps. So yeah, this was very fun. The plan is that the next couple of weeks until the end of April, we will start like continue polishing this, and hopefully we can start like doing like external playtesting session with people from the community. So maybe you will hear from Andrea very soon. Maybe we can start like recruiting some of the zombie community that we have to test this.
Yes,
I'm
that was
sure
a
they will
lot
be
of fun.
excited.
Actually, that
Yeah,
video was me playing, and I was enjoying it so much.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm sure people will enjoy the new one that is even improved. That was just a little sneak peek, but the new one will have a lot more things to
Yeah.
go through, and I'm sure people will love it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
hopefully they
sure.
love it.
Looks good. Before we move on, I have to say, like, Bark is a dog that was in the army, and I love that. That's just too funny. I know maybe it's only for the demo, but you have to keep him. I love him.
Yeah, yeah.
He's
We
there
have
1 second.
this. Actually, our first like demo that we put on GDC, which was the mobile version of the game, we had this little character. What was a dog, which was like the general from the army, and Hades was like one of his soldiers. And it was just a silly joke because we thought like, okay, the characters are gonna communicate with each other, right? We have zombies, but we have a dog. How does a dog gonna communicate with the rest of the characters? Why don't we make him like talk to other animals? So we added this character, and right now we put it back into this demo. Not necessarily has to be like in the final game, but it was just an internal joke. But I love him. It's so fun.
I love him too. He has a lot of personality.
Maybe he will end up being in the game. I don't know.
It will be
should
fun.
put
Maybe
her-
as an
okay.
Easter egg if it doesn't work out, you find him
I
somewhere.
think he will be there. I'm sure. Anyways, so while the dev team is cooking this demo and mechanics and stuff like that, we wanted to continue doing progress in other sites, and this is what we want to share with you, which is the 3D department. This is an interesting part because we want to continue to develop some of the art, the characters, the environment, the things that. Those are all explorations, and I know that we first need to settle down on a mechanic and on a camera angle, stuff like that. But I think it's a good opportunity for us to continue like exploring some of the style of the game and the visuals of the game. So I'll present you here Giuseppe Guasenosa and Luis, which are the guys responsible of all the beautiful art you will see. These two guys are like creating all the 3D assets from the game. Sometimes we had like help from external people, but mainly 90% of the things that you see on the game that are created by these guys. And these guys are like just amazing. They really complement each other with their skills, and you will see some of it. So Before we see some of the things that they created, I think it will be nice that we share a little bit of the process. Maybe some of the viewers don't haven't seen like what is the process behind creating something or an asset or a character or something on the game. And it's a very long process. Like maybe some people will think like, oh, maybe you just go through a software and just create it, but it's a lot of like iterations. It needs to follow like a specific pipeline, because everything that is put into the game has to have like its purpose, and it needs to work, and it's to play well, look well, whatever. So this is the process that we follow. Everything starts with a concept that comes from the 2D department, which is some of the concept artists and designers and illustrators create like a sketch. It could be an illustration. In this case, we're showing like the pipeline for a character. In this case, they will show like a turntable. So we have this front view, we have the side view, we have maybe the back view, third quarter view of the character. And then that concept is basically the guidelines for the 3D department to develop the character on a 3D world, right? So the first step that they take is basically blocking the character, is identifying like the main shapes of the character, defining the silhouette and thinking about like simple shapes, geometric shapes. Like most of us, or every thing that you can see is built of basic shapes: cubes, cylinders, spheres. And then once they nail down the silhouette of the character and the proportions, they start like adding more detail and more detail. Maybe adding more topology, which is is like the resolution of a 3D mesh. And then they start like adding some details like the eyes, stuff like that. So first thing is creating the blocky version of the character. Once we are happy with it, they normally send this back to the art department, because the person that created this element, was like doing the concept art, he gives a lot of input to the 3D department about like, okay, maybe this can be tweaked like this, or let's adjust this and whatever. So once they go through the blocking stage, they move into the final modeling phase, which is actually adding all the details of the character, like the little things that make the character look similar or as close as the concept art. Then this is a more technical part, which is the UV unwrap. Basically, UV unwrap means that you got all the mesh of the character and you flatten into a image, like a 2D image. So then the artist can also paint on top of it, and then they can create like a texture. So basically, UV unwrapping is grabbing all the geometry of the character and flattening it. And then you use that in other softwares to paint over, and then you get all the textures of the character, which is the next step, creating all the textures of the character. In here, some of the artists, we normally bring this back to the 2D department. We have like amazing guys that can do really good textures, like Floor, Catan, and Freddy. They took the model in other softwares, and then they put the model, and basically they start like brushing and painting it all on top of it. And the result of that is getting a texture, which is just an image that you can apply to a material that applies to the character, and then you see the character with the texture and colors. Next step, or maybe this also overlaps. While the 2D department is building the texture, the 3D department is making the rig. Luis is the master of puppets. He creates all the rigs. Basically, the rig is adding a skeleton to a character and adding controllers, so then the animators can use those skeletons and then make the character move and stuff like that. And then we move it to animation. So animation, it's giving life to this character.
Long
So this
process.
is the process. Yeah, it's a long process.
It is a whole thing, I see. Yeah,
It is, but it's very
cool.
fun. Every step of the process is very unique, and it has its own like technicalities, but it's very, very fun. And then here are some examples of the creations that the 3D department has been working lately. In our game, you know that the game revolves around a family of zombies, but also a community, and we wanted to have like a very live world. I don't know if live is the right word. Maybe undead world with full of characters, and NPCs. So one of the challenges that we we're thinking is like, okay, how can we create like a full variety of NPCs and characters without overcomplicating things and going through this process over and over again, times 50 or however many characters we will have, right? So we create like a plan, and we create like 3 different proportions of characters. The idea is that we create like 3 base models that has like its own rig and its own process. So then we can add like props on top of them, and then we can create like just one set of animations for all of them, and then they will share the same rig, they will share the same animations, but they will look different, right? So this is like the first concept for how many different proportions we will have. We have like a character that is thinner, one is like chubbier, one is like shorter. But we also need to set like some rules. So once we have the basic models of the characters, this is some guidelines that Freddy put, which is, okay, if we want to add like stuff to every character, let's just limit it to 3 objects. So every NPC will have like between 2 or 3 props that can be attached to the same rig. So it not necessarily needs to be like, adjusted every time that you want to create like a different character. So they create like these rules to create like NPCs, and these are like some of the concepts that he suggested. Like, for example, this guy with a hat and a mustache, and another one that has like a pipe, or the other one that has like this super long like hair or ponytails, whatever. So these are like some of the guidelines that the art department suggested, and then here are some of the 3D models now with the base models that you saw. These 2 characters are sharing the same base model, but as you can see, they are completely different because they added like very cool like props on top of them. The cool thing is that you just attach this to the model, and then you already have the animations. It's just a matter of calling the animations, grabbing the model, and then everything will work, hopefully. But no, this is like super cool. I think this is very fun. Another tool that we have to add more diversity in the characters is the textures. So maybe we can add like all other details on the textures. Adding textures or changing the textures is a bit more easy than modeling stuff. So we want to limit ourselves and don't overscope. Because this can get like very, very crazy. And if we want to have like multiple characters on the game, then we need to think out a good process to achieve that.
Yeah, to make it easier. Because I imagine, Jordi, like, for example, when it comes to like the main characters, of course you have to give like very specific moves according to personality and like everything that you develop around their world and their story. But when it comes to NPCs, like, it would take forever if you do like that, like personalized, process.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Mhm.
We also set some rules because we wanted to do like tiers. For example, we have like tier 1 characters, which are the family, because every family member is gonna be like a unique character, and we need to portray like a lot of personality to the design and the the animation, stuff like that. So it's very important that we also have like very tailored processes for specific characters. Then we have like tier 2 characters, which are like some of the NPCs that are very important for the story, similar to Noodle Brain or the Luchador that we created, or Mama Hildegard. We have a bunch of characters that are important for the story that I think it's worth for us to spend some time to create like those unique silhouettes, because they have like, very weird silhouettes and proportions. But for NPCs, because we want to have like a lot, this is just a quick trick for us to populate the entire world without overcomplicating things.
Yeah.
They're still very cute though. I love.
Yeah.
They love the bucket guy, the bucket hat guy. I also love him.
Yeah.
I don't know how this guy sees, because his hat is on top of his eyes.
That's funny because I mean it has the same rig and everything, but he has no eyes. But
yeah.
Well, he's a zombie.
He can be animated in the same way even if he doesn't have eyes. So that's great.
Yeah, I mean it's a cartoon. Everything can happen in a game.
We had a question for you, Jordi.
Sure.
What's your favorite part of the process when it comes to 3D? I think it goes for the entire team, not just you, I guess.
Yeah. Well, mine, I don't know. Well, I love animation. I love it, like having the character and then animating the character. But on the 3D development process, I think that the first time that you see the character fully 3D, it's very exciting because it's 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 completely different to see the character in just a, like 2D flat, and then having the 3D model, and then you can rotate everyone way you can see it with every angle. I think that's really cool. Also adding the rig, it's a very technical process because you need to think about every bone, where it's located. You need to orient the bones. Then you need to add constraints. So, for example, there's a technique in rigging that is called like IK or FK. So IK means that you have inverse kinematics, which is you have an arm and then you have two bones, right? But you connect those two bones with a controller, and then whenever you move the controller, the elbow is gonna bend automatically. FK means that you need to bend like every bone by itself. So all of these things are like very technical, but
That's cool.
sometimes I have like very long meetings with Luis because he's the one that creates all the rigs. And it's a very fun interaction where I share some of the things that I need the character to do, and then he needs to, solve those issues on the or challenges on the rig. So he had like extra controllers. Maybe we need like the format that squishes and stretches the character. So all of these things need to come from the rig. That's also a very fun part. But it's a very technical part. Well, I know. Maybe I don't know if some of the 3D guys are here. Maybe they can answer on the comments.
Yeah, in the
They
chat.
can tell us.
But I
what they
love
think.
all that. Cool. If there are any more questions, just let me know. Feel free to interrupt.
Yeah.
Me.
For sure.
All right. So other than just the NPCs, we also want to add like creatures to the game because we want to interact with most of the environment. So some of the props you see, the vegetation you see, but also we want to add like creatures. So you see this story is happening into a remote island that has been infected with the zombie virus. So I don't know if you remember some of the previous concepts that we shared, that we have like very weird like fishes, huge
Plants.
fishes and
Yeah.
plants and stuff like that. So these are other explorations that the 3D department has been like working with. On the left side, you will see the 2D sketch, and then on the right side, you will see the blocking version. And then you will see some of the final models with all the little details. I think this character is still like missing some of the texture, details and stuff like that. But it's very fun to see some of these creatures coming alive into a 3D environment, because I can already picture them like moving around on the levels.
He's
and
gonna
then,
sneak attack you. I can tell.
yeah, maybe they can just hit you on the back, or maybe you can grab it or eat it. Who knows? Like we can do a lot of crazy and fun things with it.
Sure.
This is another crazy character. It's like a lizard with
I
6
love
legs, which is I really love the shape of the mouth. And this is something that I really love from the art department, that they go crazy with they break rules. They don't follow they don't stick to the realistic side of building things. They just go crazy. Like, for example, this mouth shape is like, what? 6 legs. It's gonna be a nightmare to animate, but I love it.
Yeah,
I'm
I can
sure.
tell. Like, how does
Yeah.
he eat? I'm wondering, like, how does his food fall from the sky? Is that what's happening?
I was actually
I
thinking about this. So maybe, I don't know, we could get creative. Like maybe he spills
he's a
like water
fishing
to
lizard or something like that.
yeah, maybe he can spill water to a flying enemy, and then he just open the mouth and catch it.
Yeah,
I don't know. We could go crazy,
that sounds fun.
or maybe he doesn't eat. I don't know.
He
But we'll
doesn't
see.
eat.
We'll see. It's gotta be fun to see him in
Maybe
the
he
game.
has a secret mouth somewhere else.
Yeah.
Not a big
That could be.
obvious mouth.
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious.
Well, this is also another example of UV unwrapping. This is also a very technical part. Basically, you have the model, and then again, as I said, you need to unwrap all the model into a flat image, and then you need to arrange all the pieces, because you take one piece of the model and then you put it in the flat image, but you also need to organize everything accordingly. One step that is very important here is the amount of space that you assign to every piece of the model into the texture, because you don't want to shrink down the model on the texture, because otherwise, whenever you put the texture, the things are gonna lose some quality. So it's all about like rearranging some of these little pieces into the 2D flat space, and then once you do the texture, everything is gonna be paste on the model, on the material and stuff like that. So this is crazy.
Reminds me of
Another
those,
creature.
those Gundams like that you build, like the macros. I
Yep,
have
yeah, yeah,
one
yeah.
here. Like that's how you build them. Like they are in pieces, and then you just build them.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
I don't know if those models have like this, because there are some models that have like stickers. You see some of they have like
Yeah,
a sheet
they
of
have
stickers.
stickers as well.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Yeah, kind of like that. Basically,
Yes, it
you
looks like it.
the
Like I
software.
remember this nightmare,
Yeah, yeah,
and it's one of the easy ones.
yeah, yeah. It's a big challenge. But basically, what the software does is basically picking an area of the texture and pasting it into the model and the geometry of the model. Well, yeah, this is another character. I love this character. It's kind of a
What is this character? It's
crab.
amazing. It's like a
Uh,
mix of worms with a turtle
It's true. It has wormy
yeah,
legs.
goose.
yeah. I
Maybe
love
it's
the
a
eyes as
bunch of
well.
worms, not actually one thing.
Yeah, that could be.
It's
That
kind of
could
gross.
be.
It's a cool mutation.
Uh,
I love it.
yeah, and this is an example of the rig. So basically, they create like controllers for us, the animators, and the rest of the animators can then use, turn, manipulate, and then animate the character.
Mhm.
Normally, when we do the rig pass, we tend to get the character into a T pose, what is called a T pose. Basically, it's the most like standardized pose where you have all the controllers and then you can pose the character in whatever pose you want. Uh,
They're
this is
asking,
another example.
Jordi, they're
Mhm.
asking, have you thought about what to name these goobers?
Oh
I have
no, I think
not yet.
Carlita, she has a lot of creativity and naming things. I'm not very good at naming things, but maybe we can get help from the community. I know, like
That would be fun.
they can be named whatever.
What
But
would you name them, Will? Tell us, please.
yeah, feel free to suggest anything. This is another rig for the luchador. Again, in here you're not seeing the bones, but it's just the controllers. So every little circle that is around the character, there's a controller for the wrist. There's controllers for every finger piece, for the cape, for the spine, for the head, for eyes, for whatever. The more controllers that we have, this is something that we love, and the animators, if we can have more controllers, is better. But it's a nightmare for the riggers because they need to solve this. Uh, but yeah, this is the rig of the character, and maybe you can see this rig in action. I think we already shared some of these animations last time, but basically this is an animation of the character by using the rig.
That's really cool.
And I think that's all from our side. We're
I
still
have
gonna.
to
Sorry, go ahead.
show you this this fun comment about
Okay.
the character.
The
This
new
design.
Pokemon Pokopia. Oh, I love Pokopia. It's
I love
cute.
Pocopia as well. Yes, I will not tolerate
I
the
just beat
slander
it.
for Brout.
I just beat it last week. The main story. Now I need to find all the Pokemons and create my empire. But I think it was fun. But yeah, I agree. These characters are way more cooler than the Pokemons.
Oh, Luis, actually, we have an answer from one of our artists. Luis
Okay,
says that
let's see.
we'll call him the Octor Toys. I
Oh,
mean,
tortoise. Ah, I see that because it's a turtle, but also has 8 legs, I
yeah.
guess.
That makes sense.
It's a bit too long. We're gonna have to rethink that. Oh, tortoise.
Octo.
Well,
Let's
I
just keep it
mean,
Octo.
maybe it works. I don't know.
Nice.
Hey, Will
Nice.
says that he will call him Carl.
Carl.
He's now Carl, the
This cute
tortoise.
little Carl.
And
It's getting
how?
popular.
Yeah. How are we gonna call the luchador?
That
That's
is
it. Speaking about names.
mm-hmm.
Yes, it's hard naming things, I think.
Yes.
It is.
Do we have any suggestions? You have homework, like I told you in the week that you have to think about names for a luchador. Like what are we gonna call him? Carla
Yeah.
says Carlitos.
Carlitos.
I
I
mean,
love that name.
That's hilarious.
it is. I mean, it is a very Mexican thing to call things ironically. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the skinny guy or something like that, and it's the
yeah,
opposite.
yeah. El
It could be the
muerto.
chupacabras. Why don't we call it chupacabras?
Júpiter says El Muerto. El Pac-Man
El
says Rey
muerto, Rey
Misterio. I think
Misterio.
that one's taken.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
I
don't think we
think
can
Tuesday.
we
use that
cannot
one.
call him that.
El muerto.
El
Um,
muerto. I love El muerto.
The
El
death.
Muerto is kind of funny because he's a zombie, like that would be.
It makes sense.
Oh, makes sense. Yeah, makes sense.
El Renacido, maybe. That would be funny. Um,
Machombi. Well, these are great.
El
What is the
flaco.
plan? And are we gonna collect all of these ideas? And then what's the dynamic here?
yeah, I mean, we don't have to decide right now, but yes, we are collecting all your ideas to steal them.
We're, yeah. Hopefully
See,
by the next update we will have a name for the luchador. Oh,
Loco
someone
brain.
someone actually wrote on one of our Instagram comments that we should name him the global balloons. It had to do something with balloon. If someone remembers, if
It has
you're
a balloon shape.
it had
That's
to
true.
do with balloon.
He also has a zarape.
That is
El Macho reference to Despicable Me Too. El Macho was
Yeah.
funny. It's probably taken to like.
Yeah.
Can we call him El
I
Macho?
know that Jorge Gutierrez also used this a lot in his IPs.
I don't know. Well, I also have a question for the chat. Hey chat, I have a question for you. What do you think of his tattoos? Right now it says Chupacabra. I mean, I don't know if this is an ongoing debate with other people, but I am not sure about them. Like I don't know if the Chupacabra convinces me. What does
Yeah,
the
well, we
chat
need to give some context because maybe people that is not from Mexico, they don't understand what does that mean.
True.
Chupacabras was like a mystical creature that in the 90s, there were like a lot of news about like this creature going to farms and then eating or drinking the blood from cows,
Yeah.
cows
It was in the news. It was a
sheep.
whole thing.
But it was a thing. It was a thing. So
Yeah, yeah.
I love it, but I know.
Carlita, we
continue.
remember what it used to say. And this one's better.
Yeah, it was
This one's
better.
better.
The other one was, I don't know. We
Can we
can
say
say it
that?
here. I
Can
don't
we
know.
say it? Like I don't want to say it. I don't want there a clip of me saying it. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
no.
Exactly,
Let's
exactly.
keep it a secret. Maybe we can release it in the behind the
Text
scenes when
it.
once we release the game. But as a joke.
Yes, as an Easter egg, but you know.
Yeah. Maybe we can also,
Eh,
receive some suggestions for what does the tattoos can say. Not only like the
Catan
name
says
of the
that
character.
chupacabras are everywhere. Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
also,
they
Oh
are
yeah,
everywhere now, but they are native to Mexico. They were born here in a very weird
yeah.
way.
Oh, you have
Uh,
chupacabras. I didn't know about that, but that's fun.
Mhm.
All
I
right.
posted this question to Reddit, and they said like chupacabra is offensive. It says sock goats, and I'm
Goats.
like, I know what it means.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean you translated
Goats.
literally.
Thank you. So I don't
That's
know.
hilarious.
Well, I was thinking that maybe you can have this character like eating a goat, like for dinner or something like
Oh
that.
my god.
We
I
can
think it
stick
would
to
be funny
this.
if every time you met him, his tattoos are different,
They add like more tattoos to his body until he's
like
covered.
different phrases.
That can be done
Every
easily.
time
Like
you met
we
him,
can create a different texture for every time that you visit him on
and
the
it says
gym.
something else, and maybe it's like a gameplay tip, like press A.
to tap the cube. That could be fun.
That would be fun. That would be so fun.
I'm sorry. I'm
All
sorry.
right.
This is dumb. It just occurred to me.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, it's
Hey,
been
Luchadores. All
some
right.
questions.
Yeah, if everybody has any questions, this has been fun. We should like really
Yes.
put all of these ideas into a document, and then we can let the people vote.
yes, let's do that.
Let's do that for our Discord and see what you all prefer. We'll take all of your ideas and see which one wins.
Let's see
Yeah.
what the community thinks.
Yeah, I'm
All
kind
right.
of liking like
Cool.
making these sessions like specifically to a department. I don't know what you guys think, or maybe some of the viewers can let us know in the comments. But why don't we do like something similar to other departments? Maybe the art process, or the process behind like making a concept, or maybe even sound design, or music, or maybe writing, even
Really fun.
marketing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Could be
Yeah.
interesting. Because
Yeah, I
this
think that
game
would be
is
really fun.
built with a huge team. It's not just the work of one person, and that's the fun and the beauty of this type of projects, right? Like you can see all the creativity coming from everybody. But yeah, well done, guys. Giuseppe and Liz, congratulations. You did like an amazing work. We're eager to see more of your work. Hopefully, we can see some of the stuff coming into the demo, and then we can start like mixing some of the talent from other departments into a single experience. Yeah, if there are any questions, maybe we can wrap it up.
We can wrap it up, I think. Well, thank you guys. Thank
Cool.
you, Jordi, for hosting this today.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks to
thank
you.
you so much.
Thank you,
It
Jimmy.
was really fun and lots of new info. We love that. So thank you so much. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you, Jordi, and thank you, chat. Thank you, everyone, for being here, and thank you for commenting and not seeing us in silence. Like, thank you for commenting. So
Yeah, we appreciate all your comments. It's very fun.
yeah.
All right.
And that's it.
Thank you.
That's it. You're free to go. Thank
See
you.
you next month.
Thank
See
you
you
so
next
much.
month.
Have a nice Friday.
Yes.
Bye.
You too. Bye bye.